Hi, my name is Joe Liu. Today I have the privilege and the honor to share with you the Kangen water, the health properties of Kangen water. What does Kangen mean? Kangen in Japanese means back to origin, back to its source. So how this story all began? You have a group of scientists in the 1950s from Russia and Japan. They go to these places that have existed for thousands of years, as you can see, like France, Germany, and they notice people waiting in long lines for this. And what they discover in all these locations and in all the water, that they all have one thing in common, an abundance of active hydrogen. Today it is called alkaline water. So after 2 decades of research, the company goes back to Japan and establishes itself in 1974. It is recognized as a medical device today in Japan. All the parts 100% made in Japan. Great quality. As this one shows that there's over 6,500 doctors have endorsed this product. As you can see in the slide. And over 400 hospitals and clinics today in Japan use this machine, the Kangen machine. Kangen hits the US market in 2003, and there's, as of today, is over 172 countries. This is just some of the awards, certifications, recognitions, as you can see. But the most important certification is this WQA, Water Quality Association. This is equivalent to the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, but instead for food, this is for water. So our ionizer is the only one out there in the market that has the Gold Seal certified WQA. Nobody else could beat that. Over 47 years of Enagic Kangen, the company actually specializes in 3 items. One is the ionizer. Secondly is the Anaspa, the hot spring from Japan, the showering unit, and then the one in the middle, the Ukon, the turmeric. So how does this water machine work? You have running water from the tap. It goes into this smart filter, double carbon filter, so smart that it takes out the stuff that your body doesn't need, like lead, rust, chlorine, fluoride, etc. But it keeps the essential minerals, such as magnesium and calcium. And then it goes through this 8 titanium plate. It goes through this 8 plates. Electricity goes through this 8 titanium platinum coated plates. This plate breaks up the ions into positive and negative, making it, one is alkaline water, which you could drink, and then the other one is just acidic, wastewater. Now our brand is different. There's other competitors out there, but they are nothing compared to us. Just look at ours. It's solid. You see how shiny that is? That is 99.9 titanium, medical grade. See how shiny that is? The competitors are like brownish, the smaller, the thinner, alloy. Ours is 99.9% titanium. And another thing is it will not rust, and it's 100% made in Japan. This machine can make 7 types of water. The first one is the strong Kangen 11.5. This one you could use to clean fruits and vegetables. The second, third, and fourth is the Kangen drinking water, the 8.5, 9.0, and 9.5 pH. And then the fifth type of water is the clean water, the neutral water, which is 7.0. So I use this to make baby formulas, and then my mom used this to also drink prescription medication. And the sixth type is my wife's favorite, toner water, beauty water, 5.5 pH. She uses on her hair all the time. She looks so young, so beautiful. Her skin is always fresh. I love the machine. And lastly, we use the strong acidic 2.5. This one is so strong that it kills most of the viruses and bacteria. Just the other day, my son had a rash, and it was so red because of the summer. And we used the 2.5. We just put in this little bottle, and we spray on his genital, and the next day it went away. That's the power of the 2.5. It's a disinfectant. Since our body is made out of 75% water, doesn't it make sense what kind of water we consume? So what makes the Kangen machine outstanding? Because of these three properties. First, it is an antioxidant. Second, it is alkalized water, strong alkalized water. And lastly, it creates microclusters. It has microclustering in the water, and I will explain that in details. First, it is an antioxidant. So we have to explain what is oxidation. Oxidation is the rusting process. For instance, you see that apple? When you cut the apple in half, a few minutes later it starts to turn yellowish, brownish. Is because of the rusting or the aging process. So our water is an antioxidant. It slows down the aging, anti-inflammatory. It slows down just the aging process. Okay? So that's important. This is a chart. It's an oxidation reduction potential. So this just shows you, if you look in the middle, 0 is neutral, but anything that's positive ORP is actually oxidizing. And anything that is negative is an antioxidant. This is the reason why a lot of people take vitamin C, green tea, etc., because it is alkalized. So right now we're going to demonstrate. So right now, I'm just gonna pour all of, this one is 7-Up. Just gonna give you guys an example of what is the ORP reading of all this water. Okay, this is Propel sports drinks. The next one is a Costco name brand, claiming pH 9.5 from Costco. And then you have Dasani, one of the famous name brand bottles. This is Coca-Cola. Aquafina, another well-known bottle. This is from Pepsi. This is the City of Rosemead tap water. And then lastly, our Kangen 9.5 pH. Straight from the machine. So ladies and gentlemen, this is an ORP reader. As you can see, it's just reading the oxidating state of the environment. Right now, it's about positive, right? Remember, I say positive is oxidizing, so this environment is oxidizing. So let's test up all the water, okay? Let's just start with the Kangen. You notice it goes to negative. Look, see, negative oxidizing. Let's look at the City of Rosemead. It went back to positive. Means that it's not an antioxidant. The other one is an antioxidant. Aquafina, positive, positive. Dasani, positive. Costco, still positive. Propel, positive, almost 400. And then 7-Up, wow, positive 400 something. Soda is so bad, it's just oxidizing your body. Let's go back to our Kangen. You notice it goes back to negative 700, 800. That's the reason why, as all this water, only this one is the true antioxidant, and it's 100% natural, straight from the machine, no chemicals added. Dr. Otto Warburg, a 1931 Nobel Prize winner, won the award because he discovered the root of cancer. He says that all cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. So cancer cannot grow in an alkaline environment. So this is a pH balance chart. It's just to test the power of hydrogen, pH. So if you look at it again, anything that's green or 7 is neutral. But if you see towards the color of purple, means that it is alkalized. It has a strong alkalinity. Anything that's towards red is acidic. So now we're gonna test out the second property, the alkalinity of all the waters. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a pH tester. You can buy this at any of the local pool stores. So we're just testing out the pH level. Just a few drops each. As you can see already, it looks like a rainbow, right? As you can see, this is very acidic, sports drinks and soda. The Costco brand is kind of bluish. And then you have Dasani and Aquafina is acidic. Tap water, and of course, as you can see, the Kangen water is almost at the 11.5 or even beyond that. Now this is important because let's assume that this is what every day I go out and I drink all this because throughout the day people give this to me. But knowing that I have the machine and I'm a proud owner of it, I don't feel guilty. So I go home, I have the machine, I take it out. All these things, all I do is I just drink a little bit. You see how you notice it changes my state back to alkalized instead of acidic. And then with this too, it doesn't matter how much you pour because soda is so acidic that it doesn't, you see how it didn't change the color? And that's because drinking 1 cup of this soda is equivalent to drinking, you have to drink 32 of those just to neutralize your body. So I don't recommend anybody drinking 7-Up or just any soda. Now, let's pretend if you have a craving and you want to have some soda and you sneak out in the middle of the night and you want to drink some soda. So let's see what happens when you drink a little bit of soda. This is less than a teaspoon each. You notice? It changes the color immediately. Change your body back into the acidic. No wonder a lot of people nowadays are dying early. Now I mentioned earlier about how the Kangen water, my wife uses it every day she uses the water to clean fruits and vegetables. So since I mentioned that, and I want to talk about tap water, because tap water, people use tap water to clean fruits and vegetables. I say most people do. So let's talk about tap water. So I'm going to give you an example of tap water. This is a cedar rosemary tap water. As you see the chart, that's a chlorine chart. If you see anything that is towards dark brown, it has a high concentration of chlorine. That's all it is. So now we're going to test out the chlorine level. We all know that chlorine is not good, but let's just test it out. This is a chlorine tester. You can buy this at any of the local pool supplies. So let's just test out the cedar rosemary chlorine level. That looks like Budweiser, huh? Or Chardonnay or something. But wow, look at that. This is the cedar rosemary tap water. You see how yellow it is? That's a high concentration of chlorine. So I was mentioning about how this is just an example. I bought some cauliflower, I cut them up, put it in 2 cups. So this is just an example of what we do when we go home from the grocery store. So what most people do, they go home, they rinse the fruits and vegetables, right? So we're just doing this. Some people, like my wife, will do it not once, not twice, 3 times. 3 times and probably 30 seconds each time. But this one I'm just doing once and in less than 30 seconds. So let's just test it out. And we'll pour it back out again. Let's test out the chlorine like this one. come it is not yellow like that? Guess what happened? The chlorine goes straight into your vegetable. It's true that you don't actually eat it directly, but you actually eat it indirectly. You eat it indirectly. A lot of people don't realize that. That every time they use tap water, they're actually taking in chlorine. So let's just give this an example. Let's just pour this into this. And like I said, my wife usually do this 2 or 3 times. More than a minute and a half maybe. But this one is just, what's that? Less than 20 seconds. See, before it was like a thick, it was a really like mustard color, and it lost its color because all the chlorine went inside to this cauliflower. That's why the Kangen machine is useful, because you could use that instead of tap water, knowing that tap water is bad for you. Now, the last property I want to, this is an honor to even tell you about this, micro clustering. This is what makes the machine very unique. As you can see, the Kangen water has a micro cluster 3 to 4 times smaller, the cluster, than compared to regular water. And why is this important? It's extremely important because now, since it's smaller, it's going to go to your cell. It's going to reach your cell at a cellular level, and it's going to give it all the nutrients and the water, the oxygen. Plus, it's going to help get rid of all the toxin and help you with the detoxification. So let's just give some example. Before we do this example, let's just go and just test out some tea. So this is a tea bag. So we're just gonna test out, because usually when you drink tea, that you use hot water, right? And the reason why you use hot water, because the molecule gets smaller when you boil it, and you use it. But for this demonstration, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna use room temperature water and see what happens. Okay. Okay, so let's just use tap water. Okay, now let's just use 9.5 Kangen water. You notice that the moment I pour it, it turns the color of the tea already. It penetrates the tea. So I want you to think of this. Think of the tea bag is like your body. You drink this water, it goes into your body immediately through your cells at a cellular level, giving you all the nutrients, the oxygen, and then it helps you with the detoxification at the same time. Look. That, it's okay. Let me just move on. So another example of the microclustering is, let's go back to this one. So this, I went to Ralph. I bought some just cherry tomatoes. Just give you a demonstration of what people would do. So you have, and then most people would just use tap water, right? So we're going to use tap water on the right side. This is the 11.5. I put into this container, but this is the 11.5, the one that I mentioned earlier. You can use this to clean your fruits and vegetables. So this is the Kangen 11.5. Let me explain to you what is happening to those cherry tomatoes. We all know in junior high, oil and water does not mix. So let's just give let's just see if our high school or junior high was correct. So this is sesame oil 100%. So we're just gonna pour a little bit of sesame oil in both cups. So let's just use Aquafina, right? So we use Aquafina on the left hand side, my left, your right. I guess our school system was correct. Water and oil does not mix. Now this is the 11.5, and we're going to use the Kangen water to demonstrate. You notice it emulsifies the oil. It emulsifies the oil inside. It just mixes it up. This is powerful because what if you have high cholesterol and you eat a lot of greasy food? Drinking this water is going to help you for sure. So while we put that aside, let's go back to this. So this, remember, on my left, your right, that is tap water. Okay? So we're going to go and we're going to pour it out. And then this is the one that we use the Kangen water to do the same thing. You notice the color? Big difference in color. I know one of you guys are thinking, is this chlorine? No, it's not chlorine. Nice try though. It is not chlorine. Look at that. It's actually pesticide. It's pesticides, chemicals they use. That's why the tomatoes were so waxy and all that. So our machine actually gets rid of those wax and the oil and the pesticide. So I drink this machine. I use the machine. I actually own 2 machines. I use this daily. I use it to drink water. I hydrate myself every morning with this without coffee, feeling energetic. Love it. And this is the 9.5, 9.0, and 8.5 pH water. I use this neutral water, the 7.0, for my son to make baby formulas. And my mom sometimes takes this water for prescription medication. My wife likes this water, the 5.5 pH, the toner. She uses it to spray on her skin, her face, her hands. She looks so beautiful. That's the reason why I got with her. That's because of, I don't know, because of her or because of Kangen, or maybe both. We just used this the other day. I mentioned to you the 2.5 pH water, the strong acidic water. We put it in a spray bottle and we sprayed it on my son's genital because of the rash. It went away, 100% natural, no chemicals added whatsoever. I don't feel guilty whatsoever every time I use this on my son. As you can see with the 11.5, we got rid of the wax and the pesticide, knowing that my family eats good, healthy stuff every day because of the machine. This is just some examples of using the 2.5. It helps cure eczema. So I am a proud owner of the machine. I just have a question for you. Is your health important to you? One trip to the hospital is a lot more money than an investment in this machine. I'm a proud owner of it. It's for my family. Now it's your turn to invest. This is Joe Lou, and you know what to do.